Why don't you guys come on in here, and we'll get this thing started. Where'd you come from?
I'm Lorraine Haldane, and I'm coming from South Africa.
She wins the coming from the furthest award. Yeah.
And I do a bit of cutting and braiding.
Okay, so you came to the right part of the country.
You've been my instructor for quite a while.
All right.
And we just have it mixed.
Outstanding. My pleasure. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
So it's not going to be any magical thing that I'm going to tell you that you go, okay, if I do this, this, and this, and now I have this bridle, I'm going to win every single time. It doesn't work like that. It's going to be about practicing specific things that's real basic and black and white for anyone to understand. Some of this stuff's going to be so simple that you're not going to believe me that it's that simple. And even for me, when I'm training at times, when I start to have trouble, it's usually I'm making things way too complicated. Because we got to first, if we're talking about horsemanship, we have to try to think like a horse.
So I'm a businessman, and I'm always looking for the return on investment. Bad habit, but it's a really good way to identify when you're getting what you need. And I always have, and I tell Matt this every time, I just got my money's worth. So I kind of disagree with him. He's going to teach you something, or you're going to learn something that's going to have a major impact on your riding. And I got my money's worth on it. So I've been trained by some other guys, higher guys too. There's no one that's done that except this guy right here. So I tell him every time, got my money's worth.
I feel like I gotta give you some of your money back. Mike, did you get that video, a testimonial? Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
But pay attention. You'll get your money's worth, and then let them know, because that's helps him too, I think, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So for sure, all weekend, if you have any questions about anything, feel free, because sometimes I'll get pretty long-winded, and you can stop me. So with that being said, I'm going to jump into this circle exercise that you guys that have been here have seen it a million times, and you still haven't seen it enough. I do it all day, every day. And it's a connect the dots type exercise. So if you're having trouble with getting your horse shown, putting it together, could be something like this. So if I start having problems, I go back to the foundation, which this what I'm going to show you is for me, for all the maneuvers, and it's really about the horse's mind. And usually I'll find a little hole somewhere, and it's usually that horse is confused by something I'm showing him. When I jump on, I always have a goal, a plan of what I'd like to get, because if I don't, I never know if I'm getting anything. So in a perfect world, Blue's going to read my mind, and he's going to trot a 30-foot diameter circle around these cones. Now, all I'm going to do, and I want to have my hand in neutral. Neutral is where? Right here above the withers. And without using a lot of leg pressure. I can use some to keep him going forward, but I'm not using my legs to try to keep him on this circle. I want to get him to where I could just sit here like I'm at Disneyland, and he knows to go around on his own. How am I going to get it? Through putting some pressure on him at specific times and releasing at specific time. So I'm going to go ahead and trot him, and right away he takes off towards you guys. All I'm going to do is just not make a big deal out of it. I'm just going to steer him back, and I'm going to have these cones in the middle for you guys just for a reference point, but then I'm going to put my hand down. Now you see he's perked his ears up and he's off this way. No big deal. When he goes over there, I'm going to let him, put some pressure by steering him, which is also going to help with a lot of other things with a reining horse, right? Going to help him with spinning, roll back. So all I do is I let him go to 31 feet or 32. Steer him back. No panic. No panic. Lots of patience here. Now there he made a move all on his own right there. There he goes leaning out, not near as much. Steer him back. Release. Now see, there he goes already. Now I'm not helping him, but he's figured out if I kind of trot this circle here, he's like, the big guy on my back's going to stop messing with me. And that's what he wants. And so now he's pretty close. And and I'm not going to expect it to be like right on 30, but I mean, it's pretty close. It's definite. It's obvious that he's trying to stay where I want him, right? I do this exercise until that horse really, really gets it. They always drop their head, every single time. This is my trick to getting trolled on social media. I do this over and over, and then I sit there like this, and I listen to all the comments about my horse's head being too low, and too big for the horse, and the horse looks depressed. Blue, we know you're not depressed. All right, so you guys see, he's getting better at steering here too, right? Like Brian, this is the kind of stuff that's great to do like on stunner at home. You can't get hurt doing this, and you can get a lot of fresh out of them. This is something I do at the shows before I go in, because it just really sharpens your signals with the horse, but more importantly, I'm taking a read on where's my horse's brain at. You see, he's got his ears back now. When I first got on, he had his ears perked up, and he actually was pretty good. But he's kind of looking around, and that's okay. And I let him do it. What you don't see me doing when I first get on is doing this. Now, there's a time to do some bridling up, but not right when you first get on. Because if he's wanting out, and then I'm doing all of this, and then I release, if you really left him alone, he's thinking, you know what, I'd like to get away from you. So while you're doing all this fancy stuff, and I see it all the time at the horse shows, we take the wrong path. You want the right thing, but you're not going about it the right way. I see people, the horse wants to leave. Every time they release, that horse's ear perks to the outside, and the rider misses it, and they're still right here going more and more and more. And what are you doing? Ultimately, you're making it worse, because you're just confirming, you're validating to that horse, I don't want to be in this area because I don't like what's happening. I think it's going to be easier over there. You got to flip it and make sure, like my old buddy Warwick Schiller says, make the wrong thing hard and the right thing easy. Yeah. So if we think that way, it becomes very, very simple. When I steered him that time, did you guys see what he did? He tried to stop, or he did stop. That's amazing, kind of a good thing. As long as I've been showing reining horses, they usually want to run off if something's not going right. So if he's feeling so good, confident that when I steer, he's wanting to slow down. I'll show you. I'm not helping him. Blue, come here. Oh, I'm going to fall off. But you should have him. Now see, the door's open too. He can go wherever he wants. They should all be able to do this. And I'm not telling you to go home and do this, but just to show you that I am truly not helping him. And this was one of the tricks when I worked for that guy, Dale Hendricks. He would do this all the time. And in the beginning, I thought, man, this was like incredible. And then after you do this enough, it's really not that big a deal. If you're doing it the right way, I'm not touching his face anyway. You should be able to do this on just about any horse, no problem. So I'll lean over here, see if he wants. So see, now that time, this horse has done it enough. Did you see I leaned to the outside? And he slowed down and he said, nah, I'm not going for that. So that's where we want to take it to the next level. Once you get them to where they don't want to go out, now I'm not going to tell them to, but I'm going to say, hey, don't you want to go over here? And then go, nah, yeah, let's go back. And when we get to the spins, you'll see we're going to use the same theory, principle behind it. There, that time he's not going for it. Oh. It's so simple. The hardest part is going to be to make yourself keep it that simple.